So greetings everybody from Vitosha mountain in Sofia, capital of Bulgaria. It is cold, it is windy, but it is very beautiful here. Behind me you can see the buzzing city, and one tram and bus ride take you up here into natural wonderland. I came off the beaten path to take some of the videos of this beautiful mountain. And so I am free riding now, or free walking somewhere through here. And soon I'll be at the nice viewing point where I can show you where I was snowboarding maybe 3 years ago. Time flies, honestly. I was living here in Sofia 3 years ago, working as a customer support agent. And here you can see the beauty. Over there, where there is most of the snow, that's when I went down once on my snowboarding explorations here. It's absolutely amazing that you can have quite a big city and escape to the nature. Literally 1 hour or something, I'm from the center square up here on this beautiful mountain. And so today I would like to tell you a little bit about Sofia, my honest opinion after coming in and out for a long time and actually living here. You know, if you're gonna go on the path of expatriating into Bulgaria, you will most likely encounter Sofia and you will spend some time here. And I can only recommend that because it's a very interesting city, and it's one of these places where, gosh, it's windy. I hope it's not gonna be too bad for the audio. Basically, it's one of the places where you, upon arrival, you maybe not gonna love it. It's not like a first sight love affair, you know? Like you're gonna see broken sidewalks, some buildings might be falling apart, you might see some poor people around, that can obviously happen, some street dogs, you know, some certain elements of the city can have slightly tragic appearance, you know. Obviously not everybody is driving Rolls Royce here, even though that's the case as well, and I'm gonna get to it in a minute. So when I first arrived here, I was on the flight from Ibiza actually, and you can imagine the contrast, you know, being on one of the most beautiful islands in the world and then arriving at night. I slept in the park next to the airport because who can accommodate you 3 o'clock in the morning? And then I decided to walk all the way from the airport to the center, and so I saw the worst part as the first thing. So at that time, during my first visit, I was literally thinking and saying out loud, this must be the worst city in Europe. And over the time, over the years, I actually changed my opinion totally, and I'm saying now that it is the best city in Europe. You know, maybe you're familiar with, there has been these articles maybe 10 years ago, and it was about Prague, capital of Czech Republic, and it became kind of a meme, you know, like Prague is the new Prague, you know, and people were writing articles like this, that Prague is the best place to live as an expat. And there might be some truth to it, honestly. It's a beautiful city, of course, mother of all cities and all that. Very historical. Like if you're after historical things, you're probably gonna like Prague more than Sofia. but I can't care less about some old churches and bullshit like that. So for me, I much rather have access to this with a city bus than walking over Carol's Bridge here and there, or there and back every day. I don't know, it gets kind of old and repetitive. So yes, for me, Sofia is the new Prague. Look at this. I'm already walking on snow. Like, not long ago I was swimming in the river. Oh, crazy. I definitely didn't expect snow here. So that's a surprise. But that actually gives it its magic, you know. I love it. This Aleko Konstantinov, a famous Bulgarian satirical writer and poet. He has a statue on the Vitosha Boulevard. He used to say that Vitosha is the most beautiful thing in the world, as a compliment to this beautiful mountain. So yeah, what else is going on in Sofia that might be of your interest? So basically, since I don't know when, they started developing something which is called business park, and it's a little bit outside of the city, outside of the center, which I think it's a really good idea, because like all the business people and all the workers, they're not commuting into the center, which is not that big and busy on its own already. So business park is like a second center out of center. That's where all the offices of international companies are located, and that's where my office was also when I used to do some customer support here. But I did it luckily out of home office. I literally came to the office twice to pick up my computer and to bring it back. So this is very popular kind of existence for expats here in Sofia. There is a lot of these international jobs. If you're speaking French, German, Dutch, Spanish, things like that, maybe Italian as well, you might likely, you can apply for a job and make about 2,000 euros sending email, making a few phone calls a day. And with 2,000 euros here in Sofia, you're belonging to middle class for sure, maybe even upper middle, because locals make about half. 1,000 euros is not uncommon, but that's probably like what your lady in a convenience store gonna make, or construction worker, something around that number. So 2,000 euros in Sofia gives you plenty of room, and you don't have to look at every cent. You can basically buy and do whatever you want, and you will still have plenty of leftovers for your holidays or whatnot. And what's even more interesting, you can take your Sofia job anywhere in Bulgaria. Once you do home office, what is stopping you to buy a house on the old mountain and work remotely from your little homestead? Wow, where am I going? Nice, huh? Beautiful mountain is Vitosha. So this is the business park. Actually, there is so much development going on still. You can see cranes building new office spaces and apartment buildings everywhere. And honestly, I like the architectural style that they're building now. It reminds me like, it's basically like decent Dubai. Like, it's not over exaggerated, like they're not trying to show up too much. They just want to make elegant, nice, modern buildings. They don't have to be the biggest, and but they do have certain style. Sometimes it is this like Balkan / American vibe, and I'm not sure like what's the price of new apartment here, but I doubt that it would be more than in Dubai. So that's an investment opportunity for anybody with a lot of money watching this. There are amazing properties in Sofia which can give you good yields. You know, rents are going up even though they are still building. People are moving here because it's an amazing place to be. There is a lot of freedom in Bulgaria that you don't get. Ooh, now I'm crossing some river. So on the cultural note, Sofia is very fun place to be. There is, big social scene. You have big film sort of scene. People that do movies and artists. You have good nightlife. You have people that do sports. You have the business people. You can have like 3 circles of different groups of friends, and they all will bring something interesting into your life. So, if you're a night owl or if you want to go early jogging in the park, you're not gonna be alone. People have all sorts of interests here and are generally positive and outgoing. Then another important thing is public transport of Sofia, where you have metro, trams, and buses, and it's so well connected you will almost never need to use a taxi, even though taxis are not expensive. If you speak at least some Bulgarian or you're using an app like Uber, where you're actually paying in front of or like digitally, because then it's harder for them to scam you. The only chance they have is to drive you around a little bit more and that way have more kilometers, but it's not that common anymore now with the digital payments. Like if you're gonna opt out for paying cash and you're gonna jump into taxi straight at the main station, expect to pay double for sure. But otherwise, Sofia is a very safe city. I have almost never, maybe once, I'm not really sure, I have never seen a fight on the street. Like people know how to drink here. Bulgarians can drink all night long and they don't get as drunk as English people, for example, 8 o'clock in the evening. Like the culture here is that if you drink, you should be able to control yourself also. That's at least my appearance. It's not like downing bottles of vodka and getting smashed. They do have style when they drink. So please consider that if you're a person that likes partying and getting wasted, have some kind of limits, because that's definitely what nobody needs here. Even though, of course, there is a lot of young tourists that come to Sofia to explore the nightlife, but it's not that bad as, say, Barcelona or typical places like Prague. So, yeah, this is kind of my honest take on Sofia. It's really nice hub to make connections. You have a lot of international flights coming in and out. 60 euros, you're in Spain, Armenia. Like, it's well connected, it's moving on forward. Unfortunately, prices are going up, but tell me where they are not going up. Now they're gonna adopt the euro, so every small business, they're gonna tweak their prices a little bit up as they change to the price, as they change the pricing. That's human nature. Everybody expects everybody else to do it, so everybody will actually raise their prices. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's what we live in. And but on the other side, the wages will go higher as well, kind of. You know, it's not the end of the world just because they adopt euro, but who knows? It can develop into, you know, over 5 or 10 years, it can develop into something which will be much more expensive than now. Nobody knows. I can't predict the future, but I can see the trend. And the trend is that more and more people are driving BMWs and Mustangs. And, you know, I just passed a Rolls Royce dealer. And honestly, you see cars here that I haven't seen in advertisement either. Like, some of it is amazing. So, on that note, I'm saying goodbye. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And until next time, do widzenia.